Are we good with the recording? Awesome. Good evening, everyone. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, September 8th, 6 p.m. I'd like to invite Ashley Wade to come forward and give us her invitation. She is the Children's Ministry Director from Jonesboro United Methodist Church. If everyone will stand.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to call people for a meeting. We thank you for each and every one who is here today. You have blessed us with supportive people who seek the welfare of your people and your community. Loving Father, we thank you most of all for being here in our midst. Let your presence be made known and lead this meeting today. Thank you, Father, for we know that you are always here to support your people. We give you thanks and praise. Amen. Now let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Wade. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Chauncey.
Here.
Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Helton. Here. Councilmember Witt. Here. City Manager Dorsey.
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here.
Thank you. The next item we have is Employee Milestone Awards for August. So we have two individuals that actually have reached a 5-year milestone of employment, Philip Smith and David Myrick. We appreciate them for their service, continued service, and dedication to the city. Again, it is our employees that make the city run smooth, and we appreciate them very much. The next up is we have a special presentation from the American Water Charitable Foundation. If y'all like to come forward, and I think
Daphne Kirksey is here with the
Thank you.
foundation, along with, and if you want to come up to the mic and tell us a little bit about the grant. Yes.
Introductions and turn it over to them, but we have Grant Evans, who is the president of Tennessee American Water based here in Chattanooga, and Val Armstrong, who is with American Water, but she is based also here, and she is also on the board of the American Water Charitable Foundation.
awesome.
Thank you for having us this evening. I wanted to tell you how proud we are to serve the city of East Ridge, and very present this. Thank you for also managing the project and bringing it home. We're looking forward to getting out there when it's completed, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're just excited to be able to continue to impact the communities that we serve. And so being able to provide this means a lot to us, similar to other competitions that we run across. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and I was going to talk about it during my report, but it feels more appropriate to talk
Yes,
about
it does.
We want to thank the American Water Charitable Foundation for the $250,000 grant. We are planning on using this over at Dickard Pond at Camp Jordan. What we are planning on doing over there is putting in an ADA accessible boardwalk and a fishing pier, so more people will be able to enjoy the natural resources we have there. And we've worked with Sandy Kurtz for the South Chickamauga Creek Greenway Alliance. She assisted us with the application process and with part of this. And she's going to also help us provide us assistance and guidance to put in some educational signage dealing with water conservation, water sustainability, right, things of that nature. So we're very, very excited for this and looking forward to getting this project started. We really thank you for the donation.
Yes, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes.
off working.
Working. Testing. Just the volume. It's not.
I'm working.
Jess, is there a way to turn up the volume a little bit?
Hello?
Is that better? No.
That sounds better.
Testing.
Just have to get closer. There you go. All right, we'll move to the next item, the approval of the minutes of the August 25th, 2022 council meeting. I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review the minutes, and I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Hilton. Do we have any discussion, corrections? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Right, the next item is communications from citizens. So this is an opportunity for any citizen to come forward if they have any questions, concerns, accolades. Now is the time that they can come forward, and they'll have 5 minutes. We don't have anybody signed in, but if there's anyone that'd like to come forward in the audience, now is your time. Sir, give us your name and your address, please.
Yes, I'm David Tyler, 4701 Fountain Avenue. The Optimist Club will be having their 9/11 luncheon at the fire hall tomorrow. I'd like to invite all city staff who are not already informed to attend, and we'll be honoring the firefighter and policeman of the year. So it's an honor that we get to do this every year. We're really grateful to the city to allow us to use the fire hall, and everybody's invited. Harry Mackey's going to be cooking, and the food's going to be good. So,
Awesome.
What time?
Thank you, sir.
that's going to be 11:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Donna corrected me. It's 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Thank you. In the bay. All right. I don't see anyone else, so I'm going to move on to communications from council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Witt.
I don't have anything.
Councilmember Hilton.
Nothing at this time.
Vice Mayor Chauncey.
No announcements.
Councilmember Cagle. Not today. Okay. Awesome. As I usually do, I have a few things I'd like to announce. One of the things I wanted to mention, and I mentioned it last time, was we had a special 85th anniversary over celebrating 85 years of building confident long life learners at OLPH. I attended that celebration. It was amazing. They have a great facility over there. Got to tour the school. They had cornhole competition. They had some food vendors. Had some music. So it was a great time, and we were very blessed to have that school also in among others that we have in our city. The next thing I would like to do is I would like to congratulate County Commissioner Mike Chauncey. He was sworn in last week, and he is going to be taking District 8's lead. Mr. Boyd, previous Councilmember Boyd, decided that he was not going to run, and we appreciate Mike, and we're looking forward to working with Mike at the city-county level.
Thank you, Mayor. I
You're
look forward to serving.
Thank you. The next thing is also we'd like to congratulate and thank the Honorable Judge Cox. She was sworn in also, and she is our new judge of our court. That's oath of office also was on the 1st, and I believe she had her first court this past Tuesday. So we welcome her to East Ridge. The next thing up is I'd like to mention is Jones Memorial is having their 44th annual barbecue craft sale and bake sale. It's going to be Saturday, September the 17th, 10 to 4. They've got barbecue plates, potatoes, sandwiches, or they pork, beef, and chicken, and they sell by the pound as well. It's always a great time to go by and have some barbecue at Jones. The proceeds for that goes toward coats for children in our schools here in East Ridge. So we appreciate all that they do for the city. Next thing I wanted to mention is East Ridge City Library. September the 23rd, 6:30, there's going to be a movie night. It's going to be about the afterlife. When a single mom and her two kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and secret legacy their grandfather left behind. I'm reading this as it's written. It is PG-13, supernatural action and some suggestive references, so just be aware of that. But there is, it's free, no registration, and popcorn and drinks will be served. Then on the 27th, our East Ridge City Library presents Chattanooga Zoo Super Duty Census. This sounds awesome. Children, it's the 27th, 10:30 a.m. Children participate in an activity that explores how humans and animals use the 5 senses. There will be animal ambassadors will be visiting as well. This is for preschool to kindergarten age. It's free program, no registration is required. So just contact them at the library, 867-7323. Then, lastly, I wanted to mention is we've got our East Ridge Fall Festival on October the 22nd. So we're very excited to have that. We're hoping that that's going to be an annual event that we have. So we're looking for still crafters, artists, vendors, local organizations, local businesses. So you can reach out to Michelle Hobbs, mhobbs@eastridgetn.gov. If the booths are $25 if you're interested in that. That'll be a fun time this fall. That is all that I have, so I'll pass it over to City Manager Dorsey.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to congratulate County Commissioner Mike Chauncey on your inauguration or oath of office this past week. Thank you. We look forward to continue working with you. The next time I want to talk about was I emailed all of you all last week about an issue we have with one of our garbage trucks. It's up in Nashville, which is one reason why we will never get trucks that don't have local facilities anymore. But this truck is having some issues with it, and the cost to fix this is going to be approximately at this point $15,192.75. No, it was an emergency, and we need to get this back as quick as possible because everything seems to take a while longer because of COVID and things of that nature. You know, for getting these things fixed, we wanted to, not waste any time and let him go ahead and start ordering the parts and getting it fixed. They said it could still be a month to 5 weeks to get this truck back in. But I forwarded this to council and mentioned at that point that I would bring it up during the meeting for approval. Since, like I said, it was an emergency, I would appreciate if we could do that. And I mentioned this to City Attorney Litchford as well. If I could get a motion in a second to please approve this emergency expenditure that we have.
I make a motion to approve the emergency expenditure, and you put a not to exceed limit on that,
Yes, I think not to exceed 20,000, just in case there's more.
and not to exceed 20,000.
Should we go 20? We'll go 20. 25?
Go 20.
We'll go 20.
All right,
There's always hidden things.
All right, so we have a motion to approve by Councilman Cagle and a second by Councilmember Helton for this emergency expenditure for the garbage truck. Do we have any discussion? I'll send you in. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Helton. Yes. Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. And Mark, I don't know if you wanted to memorialize this in a unnumbered resolution to have.
Yeah, that's whatever. That'll be 3315, and we'll get that signed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In addition to that, I also want to recognize Clint Usselton. He has been selected to be our assistant, who's our assistant chief now, excuse me. He is going to be our new police chief. Once Chief Allen decides when his last day is going to be and when he's going to leave, the day keeps flipping on us. We don't know. He may stay longer, but I think his clock says 14 days at this point, something like that. So we wish you well. Hopefully we may see you at the next meeting, I hope, but okay. We wish you well. The last thing I have is I've actually had some calls today. Most of you may have heard that Queen Elizabeth II passed earlier today, and we pass our condolences on, obviously. We've had calls about lowering the U.S. flag out in front of City Hall to honor her. Well, the City of East Ridge neither me nor the mayor or the council can lower that flag without permission or authorization from either the governor or the president of the United States. So we have been asked every once in a while to lower it for other reasons, but we can't without the express authorization from them for local governments or all flags to be lowered. I just wanted to mention that for those that have called and expressed their condolences and wanted us to try to do something. So,
And the president has, but he qualified the lowering for
federal buildings.
federal buildings.
Just like there was something 2 weeks ago where the governor did one, but it was for state buildings and not all flags in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that's a qualification. Thank you. And that's all I have. Oh, thank you. Okay. Also, thank you. I forgot to write that down after everything that happened today. Assistant chief, we've also filled that position as well with the promotion of new Chief Usselton. Our new assistant chief will be Josh Creel, and he'll also be starting the same day that Chief Usselton assumes his new position. So thank you, Mayor.
Well, thank you all both for stepping up and taking the reins, and wish you well. Chief Allen,
And that's all. Thank you.
thank you. All right, we have no old business, so we will move to new business. Item A, resolution number 3311.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to waive the fee for use of the Camp Jordan Arena by the East Ridge Needy Child Fund for a toy show fundraiser event.
Mayor, as you know, we do this every year, the toy show fundraiser, and once again, they've requested for us to waive facility fees. I've talked about facility fees in the past. I don't need to bring that up right now, but we are happy to waive the facility fees for this event with the approval of City Council.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3311.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Vice Mayor Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3311 passed. We'll move to item B, resolution number 3312.
Initial resolution authorizing the incurrence of indebtedness by the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, not to exceed $10 million by the execution with the Public Building Authority of the City of Clarksville, Tennessee, of a loan agreement to provide funding for certain public work projects.
Thank you, sir.
This is the bond issue we've been talking about for the last 2 meetings. This will be used on Mac Smith, North Mac Smith, I'm never sure.
The southern entrance to Mac Smith, into the Gateway development, I call it the northern entrance of Mac Smith, which comes to Spring Creek. Also to be used for the multimodal project out here
And
that it's
then
outlined.
The rest will be used on the new
Animal shelter. We are anticipating that there'll be money left out of the 10 million to be able to use to start using towards the animal shelter. The good thing about this loan through the through TML Bond Fund, which is issued by the Clarksville Public Building Authority, that's how state law, that's how they do it. We don't start paying principal and interest on the loan until we draw down that portion. So if we end up spending $7 million on the roads and we still have $3 million left for the animal shelter, when we start building it and start drawing down that $3 million, that would be the time when we would start paying principal and interest on that $3 million. We don't pay it on the whole $10 million starting tomorrow.
So we'll only pay interest on the amounts we draw down as we go.
That we draw down. So we included the animal shelter, hoping that there was extra money going to be left out of that $10 million, and we've also were able to lock in that interest rate right now. Now, after 5 years, they have it where they can recalibrate the interest rate, but that's a standard thing that they have in there right now. And this first resolution, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is by state law the announcement that the City of East Ridge makes to the fact that we are going to execute a $10 million debt with the Public Building Authority of Clarksville. And the next one is the actual resolution authorizing us to do the loan agreement.
Do we vote on both of them?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do them both. We like to always memorialize this.
All right. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3312.
I make a motion to
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Hilton. Do we have any discussion?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Can we use the remainder of this to go on the Georgia side of Mac Smith and do what we're gonna do over there? Or is that, are we gonna have to go float another loan to do that?
The Georgia side of Mac Smith, we had turned that into the Transportation Planning Organization to get funding for that separate, whether it's going to be an 80-20 match or something of that nature. At that point, we will be able to use those state dollars towards that and just only have to do 20 as opposed to trying to do 100% of it right now. Never knowing how long the Transportation Planning Organization takes to start the ball rolling on a process, it could be, even though it could be funded this year, it could be 2 years until we go forward. Once we do the, as you know, the engineering and then the federal stuff, it always takes a couple years to go through all that rigmarole. But if it's not included in the mentioning of the loan, then we can't use it for that. But if we need money in the future, we can always go back and borrow what we need. But we also want to be very, frugal with the money we borrow.
The way I'm reading this, we've got 3 years to draw the 10 million.
Yes.
Yes. And Mac Smith probably won't be ready in 3 years. I hope it is, but
And the multi-module and the other two projects are gonna be through within the,
yes. Animal shelter may not be all the way through, but we're hoping.
okay. I've got another question about the, I might ought to wait till the final loan, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask it now. The payback, the way we got it here, when do we stop adding this to the Board of Regents? 2027?
This is how do I explain that? The loan is now, but we'll already have the expenditure of the projects in there by 2027. This is just paying the expenditure of the projects. We'll be able to get back the cost of the expenditure of the projects. Whether or not we're able to get the interest part back after 2027, that's still up for the
Well,
legislature
that's
to deal
the-
with
that's
after
the-
2027.
That's the,
Kinda leery about, because in 5 years, the interest part is, in my opinion, is gonna go up because of the way things
I
look.
will, I
So-
will
Right, good.
submit it, and then it's up to them if they accept it.
We'll
I
have the,
submit my debt payments every year.
we'll have the expenses incurred and submitted. You're referring to the interest?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, sir.
because the indebtedness is gonna change in 5 years.
You are correct.
Anything else, sir? All right. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Helton. Yes. Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution 3312 passed. We'll move to item C, Resolution 3313.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing a loan pursuant to a loan agreement between the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, and the Public Building Authority of the City of Clarksville, Tennessee, in the principal amount of not to exceed $10 million, authorizing the execution and delivery of such loan agreements and other documents related to said loan, approving the issuance of a bond by such public building authority, providing for the application of the proceeds of said loan and the payment of such indebtedness, consenting to the assignment of the city's obligation under such loan agreement and certain other matters thereto.
Thank you, sir. Any additional information? Mr. Dorsey?
No, this is the actual, as I said, this is the actual resolution for the council to approve the loan and its paperwork.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3313.
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve by Vice Mayor Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Hilton. Do we have any discussion?
I got one question. Explain to me the put option.
Where is it? I'm gonna turn it over to my city attorney on that one.
Page 3, I've already asked you. Page 3. Yes, sir, in the, looks like it's page 3 of the resolution.
in the event that the put option is exercised by the purchaser?
So what is the put option?
Generally, when you have a put option, that is the option for them to basically purchase it and give a first right of refusal. I'm looking here for the actual provision in here. These are standard in loan agreements, but basically if they want to, on the extension of the loan, if they want to be able to assign that to the purchase of someone else, then they're allowed to do that. It doesn't impact us. We don't have a preferred title, so we don't. But those are standard in loan documents.
Thanks, sir. Any other questions? Not necessarily questions, but I also want to clarify some things. I wanted to reiterate, if it was not clearly communicated, that both North Mac Smith, South Mac Smith will be border region eligible and can be submitted for expenses for reimbursement. I would assume minus the $1 million that we were graciously given by the county commission toward this project. So just wanted to reiterate that. Now, animal shelter would not qualify.
Correct. The multimodal would qualify.
Multimodal and both entrances into the Gateway District would. Thank you.
Our match on the multi-multi will qualify?
Yes, our match will.
Okay.
All right, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution 3313 pass. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3314.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the city manager or his designee to purchase one 2023 Ford Interceptor sport utility vehicle and one Ford Explorer super utility vehicle from Lonnie Cobb Ford to the Tennessee Department of General Services statewide contract listing number 209 pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated 12-3-1201B.
Thank you, sir.
Would you like me to talk about it, or do you want? That's what I thought the problem was. Do you want me to talk about it, or? Sure. Assistant Chief Usselton, would you like to start?
We recently had one of our new police interceptor SUVs totaled in a crash that was absolutely not our fault. Party tried to do a U-turn in front of an officer and it blew every airbag. So the insurance company totaled it out. We got money for it and we need to replace it.
In addition to that, there was and Assistant Chief Usselton was helpful to also work this out for us as well. There's a Ford Explorer, basically city pool vehicle that's on here as well, under state contract from them. Obviously, it's cheaper than the police vehicle because it doesn't have the police packages and all that sort of stuff. But this was also a budgeted item to replace that 2013 Passat that we have out there that's going to go down to Parks and Rec.
And just so you know, it's the last one they have on the lot.
Yes.
So.
All right, thank you, sirs. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3314.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3314.
We have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Hilton. Do we have any discussion? Yes, sir.
I think the figures over here is about $1,000 short.
There's the other $1,000 is coming out of the drug fund.
No, sir. $30,051 for the Ford Explorer. Cost of the police interceptor is $45,974. Total to be paid $75,000. The way I had it, it should be $76. Correct me if I'm wrong.
$1,000 of that 76 will be coming out of the police drug fund to make it.
I understand that. Then the next line, it says $1,000. Y'all got a 76,025, but you add the 30 and the 45 should come up to 76.
Oh, no, I see you saying the bottom number should be 77,025.
Right.
Yep. The general fund number should be 76,025 and the bottom number is 77.
If I'm right.
Thank you.
My phone says you're right.
We had a discussion on that earlier, and I went the wrong way with the number.
Any other discussion? I do have a question. The officer was okay.
He was uninjured, mostly. He
Okay.
was sore the next day, but he's fine.
I'm sure with every airbag deploying, yes, but okay. And then I noticed in here the insurance settlement was 42.5. Was that factored into this, or is that gonna be reimbursed later? Because,
It'll go into the fund balance, the money.
so that'll go into the fund balance. So technically, instead of 77, you'd take the 42 out, and that's our net exposure.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, just wanted that clarification. Anyone else have anything? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton?
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's the, excuse me, that's the last item we had on the agenda. So the next is the discussion of the tentative agenda items for September the 22nd. On that, under old business, we have resolution number 3277, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving bids for the removal of rubbish and/or garbage debris and personal property at 711 State Line Road. Mr. Attorney?
This is just
Richford?
coming back up here on the tentative agenda because on September 14, we'll have a housing commission. We still have the open resolution that this body stayed several months ago pending some recommended guidance from the housing commission. And so they will be meeting. This matter will be on that agenda, on the September 14th agenda. And then they'll come before you on the 23rd of September to offer some guidance and recommendations as to the status. Keep in mind the property owner has gone, or the bid has gone down $4,000, so it's gone, some improvements have been made. That's encouraging.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion, council? And I believe we asked for the Housing Commission to address this, and I believe they already have it on their agenda
They
for
do,
the
yeah.
14th, so we'll look for the recommendation from that 14th meeting. All right, the next item is new business, an unnumbered resolution, temporary special event permit for Randy Carpenter, Adventure Van Expo, September the 30th through October the 2nd.
Yes, Mayor, because this is on city property, obviously. Randy Carpenter has made application for the special beer permit for the event that you just mentioned, the Adventure Van Expo at the Camp Jordan Park.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion, council? I see none. That's the last item. Is there any other business that we need to add?
I like to, I don't know if anybody else got any emails today about the citations being sent out, about the 4-inch letters on your houses and mailboxes.
I believe everyone on the council got it, and I think everyone's talked to the city manager about it.
Most have.
I'd like to request that you, the news thing that you put in the hometown thing, put a copy of the ordinance in there, because the phone calls I'm getting, we didn't know about it, and this, my wife's sneaking up on us 40 years later after I've lived here all this long, tell me I gotta have a 4-inch letter out there, and I know I've seen it publicized before, but a lot of people don't read that stuff.
Right, right. And I'm not sure if that's, we have a section for the codes.
It's going to it's from the residential, property maintenance code 2018. It's the last one. Of course, every 4 years or so, a new version comes out, but it's been in there for decade. I mean, I don't know how long. As you said, it has been in the hometown news at least once, I believe, since I've been here to talk about that. But we can make sure it's in there again to publicize it.
I know I called today about it and talked to Mr. Howe, and he said that any new permits give out on new houses, that it's before they okay the house or release the house, they're supposed to be on the house. But then the citation that I seen through the email said mailbox or house, so
He told me when I asked him today it could be the mailbox of the house, but the letters had to be 4 inches.
yeah, the letters are 4 inches, yeah. Okay.
Numbers, excuse me, not letters, numbers.
May have an A or a B.
Well, that's true.
Anything else? I see nothing. Thank you, everyone. You have a great evening.